Hello, students. Today we're going to talk about a squirrel, and you're going to draw a picture of a squirrel. Now, I think they are sure cute, furry, adorable creatures. And when I grew up in New York, we would have in the fall many squirrels hopping around in the trees in my backyard, and I could look out the window and see them. And I always thought they were just so beautiful. So in art, the word for what something looks like it feels like, or it actually feels like, is called texture. So we're going to be adding texture to our drawing. Our drawing will be something like this. Cute squirrel holding an acorn and a tree on the side. We're going to start by taking a piece of paper and folding it in half both ways, and that creates a grid so we know where to put our different shapes. So the first shape we're going to do is the head, and that's going to fit right in here about this size. So it's always helpful if you practice a little bit with your finger. So this fits, here's the two folds. We're going to fit right in there. Okay, so the shape is about like that. And I can tell already this will not be dark enough. So let me see if I've got my black pencil handy. Well, I've got a brown one, so that's actually perfect because that will look like the fur. So I'm going to come in here and draw darker so you can see the shape of that head. I'm going to actually skip over that part because that's where the ears are going to go. A little nose there. And the mouth there, and then rounded ear here, and rounded ear here, and the little part inside where there'll be some pink, and then the eye. We're going to do a shape like that, like a leaf or a lemon, and put the black of the eye, and then I'm going to do a white spot. That's going to be the circle or the twinkle of the eye. Okay, I'm going to take a line down here. Let's see, I'm going to start here actually, and this is going to be the first arm that reaches. It's a fairly simple shape. Okay, now the back is quite prominent. Do you see how that sticks out quite a bit? It's a very long line also. So let's see if we can keep this here. So I'm going to do, actually it won't quite fit because I want you to see the edge of the paper here. And this line is gonna go like this, close to the bottom, an inch away from the bottom. Okay, rounded line. Don't go all the way to the edge though, because you've got to keep room for the tail. Curving back, going into the foot, and there's this area for the knee. And then our second one, it's just going to match that line and just end up a little higher because what's farther away is going to be higher. And we'll come and start the second arm we're gonna stop for a minute and get to my favorite part, and that's that furry tail. We're gonna go up this high, really, really high. Super big and fluffy. And another curved line. Gonna keep it pretty wide, and then come into the back. Okay, so what should our squirrel be holding? Well, I think it'd be perfect for it to be holding an acorn. So I'm gonna put an acorn here. We got our acorn. Okay, we're gonna do a very simple partial tree. And it's kind of nice sometimes to just do part of something. It makes it easier. I'm gonna come in and do the trunk of the tree. Now your line could actually wiggle a little bit. And then a branch coming out. And then the shape of the leaves. Try to get it interesting and creative, kind of vary the rounds and bumps. And we could put in some roots here. We just have one more thing to do, and that is we need to have, look back at this, we need to have a land line, and that separates between the sky and the land. Where do they connect? Now you could decide where it is. I'm just gonna put it in around here. I'm gonna slightly wave it, then I'm gonna hop over, hop over, hop over, and just finish it off. And we've got it. Yay. Now you could color this with marker or colored pencils. I'm gonna use crayons, and I'm gonna get out some colors I think would be good for the fur. See, I have a couple shades of brown. So it would be really cool if you do some color mixing. Maybe some places have it yellow. Do you see how I'm doing just long streaks? Because that looks more like fur, don't you think? If you show those little lines, lots of little lines. Because remember, we really want to show texture. We want it to look like if you could touch it, it would be furry. Now, it takes a while to color this way, of course, but I think it's worth it. I'm coming in with my medium brown, so I'm going to do most of it medium brown. I'm also thinking about which direction the fur would be going. So I'm going this way on the head, and I'm going this way on the back. It's also a good idea as you're coloring to think about those things. I'm going a little faster because I don't want you to have to sit and watch me draw forever. Okay, I'm going to go on to my darkest brown. Doing a little bigger strokes. Because that hair would be longer. Now, oftentimes, the color that's on a squirrel would be gray. And I don't have a gray crayon, so I'm going to use black lightly. How's your picture coming? Is it looking like a squirrel? See, while I've got my black, I'm gonna do my black in my eye, but leave that little white circle, just the white of the paper, and my little mouth, and my nose. I'm gonna do some more light colors in the tail because I want the tail to look a little different than the body. Get in some more yellow. Sometimes I just do a surprise color for no reason, but I think it would be fun. So I'm gonna do that this time. I'm gonna take some red and I'm gonna put that in the body. Blend that together. Let's get some pink in here. If you use red lightly, it's pink. And do a little more. Let's see, I've got some orange here. I'm gonna add that. Now, definitely the tail looks a little different. I like that. Does your squirrel show texture? Do the people that look at it go, wow, that is a very furry squirrel? That's what you want them to say. Okay, our little acorn. You want to get brown or yellow or orange. You can kind of choose that. And your tree. You notice I do strokes up. And also you could add some different colors in there. You know how the grain of the tree goes? It's kind of fun to add that in. And let's get some green. Now, when I do the foliage of a tree, I like to go kind of circular. I think that gives the essence of the leaves a little better. And you can always use my trick of putting a crayon on its side. That goes nice and fast. And I'll do the same for some grass here. That looks kind of cool if you add some long grass, especially up close to you, the viewer, and what's up close is the bottom of the page. Now, I happen to have a light green. It's not standing out too much. And what's next to blue? What's next to green on the color wheel? Do you know that? On one side it's yellow, and the other side it's blue. So you can actually use these two colors in your grass. A lot of people won't even notice. Just adds another dimension, another kind of green. Okay, how'd it come out? I'll show you this one again. I'll show you this cute little picture of one. And then on to your picture. So I hope you had a great time. I sure enjoyed teaching you again. Bye-bye.